If you had one film that made it huge, huge, what would keep you motivated to produce another?
Wow, okay. So if it really was a huge hit, both financially and
In terms of satisfaction?
critically, satisfaction. Well, I suppose each film you make should bring you on a higher working plane. So if something hit really big, it would make it easier for your next project to be funded and released and everything. So
I suppose
motivation.
you didn't need to make a new project.
So
If
you made a few million.
And that happy, maybe, why would you do another?
Well, what else would you do, I suppose?
You've reached what is most likely the pinnacle of your career, a real blockbuster that everyone's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know you won't reach that again, or you probably won't.
Well, you might. You'd believe
So why
that
keep going?
because you believe that you can repeat it, and you would.
So is that where greatness lies? Repeating
repeat
the majesty.
it. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you'd be totally buzzed up to try and do it again with a different story, with even a different type of movie, or you'd be totally addicted. That would be the rush. Yeah, and you'd have a few million in your pocket, so there would be no panic. You wouldn't need to have to do it. It would be pure pleasure.
What would change?
It would be great.
Would your approach stay the same? Would you think, this got me to where I am, I need to stick with this? Or would you think, I'm in a new place now, I need to change the way I do things to keep up with the rest?
Wow, that's a good question. You might be in a new place, but obviously what you did, it's very hard to repeat because it might be a totally different film, and each different film is case to case and requires something different. But you'd probably try and repeat the elements that made it successful the last time.
So, what do you have in your repertoire that would make a successful film?
Well,
What's unique about your style of producing?
I don't know if there's anything unique about my style, but what I do know, and what a lot of producers would do, is create a project that you know your audience, you know who your audience is, you know who you're making it for, and that I think makes it a little bit more into a certain type of box or a certain type of style. So if you're creating like a thriller, you're creating for a particular audience, and you know the demands of those audience and the tastes of that audience.
So it seems like you're giving too much priority to your audience. What about your own desires? When it comes to a decision between what you want to do and what will be successful, which do you choose?
Well, you wouldn't work on anything that you didn't want to do because it's such a long road. So there's nothing, if somebody came to me with a script or an article or something that they wouldn't do, like sci-fi, I'm not really that interested in sci-fi, as an example. So I couldn't pretend to be interested in sci-fi. So I wouldn't end up in a position that I was doing something that I really didn't adore and wasn't passionate about, because there's so much work that goes into it, and it could take years that you really need to like the story or the genre or whatever audience that you're making it for.
Okay, but suppose you had a passion that was very abstract, like
art house or something.
like an insect. You were really passionate about one insect, but no one cares about the insect. So, do you still make that film?
No, because you probably wouldn't be able to. It'd be really hard to find a funder who is going to fund something like that when they don't know how they're going to sell it, or they don't know who's going to go and see it in the cinema. Like everybody along the way from
So your thinking
inception,
about what a good film would be is restricted by whether you think you can get funding for it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
in your head you'd already have dismissed that idea,
Definitely.
even if you were passionate about it.
Pretty much, yeah. If I knew I couldn't get it funded or couldn't find a market or an audience for it,
So
there's
money
no point.
is
It's bad.
dictating your choices.
Well, that's just good business or bad business. Commercially, you have to make commercial decisions. So if it was a case that you had just made that huge, incredible hit, they're the times to make a movie. Maybe if you had a passion project, you could probably get
Because you had
anything
more
funded.
capital,
Yeah, you'd be more bankable.
political capital.
You'd be a little bit more bankable, and you could have more choices, like a director who just made a big hit. People will trust their instinct and their passion that it's going to come off well, but every project you have to make some good commercial decisions
So
as well.
I guess the better you get, the more leeway you have to produce crap. and get away with it.
Well, not crap.
Well, like,
Yeah.
I watched a film, I went to cinema a few days ago with my grandparents,
Yeah.
and we saw Why Me? Really dreadful film by Ben Stiller. Okay?
Yeah.
And I was
Did he direct it or
disappointed.
produce it?
He directed it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a good producer, but he directed it. And he's a big actor, and he's directed other good films before, and so now he can afford to produce that pile of
I know,
rubbish.
I
Really
know.
awful film.
Yeah, well, good point.
So
and well spotted. So he won't die a death now in the industry.
No.
He'll get away with that.
But a
awful
lesser
film.
producer slash director would, because it was that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're aiming to get to a place where you can afford to produce rubbish.
No, absolutely not.